Hello guys, welcome to Jazz Tutorials. I'm zoomed in quite far and you'll find out soon why. I'll zoom out a bit so you can see what I'm going to start with. So I've started with a black and white photo, and what we're creating today in Jazz Tutorials is we are creating a vampire themed photo effect / manipulation. Last week we made a cool like bloody gory text effect, but I thought this week, in keeping theme with Halloween, I would go with a vampire themed photo effect. Now, there are multiple ways of making a vampire-themed photo. If you're using colored photo, there are ways of doing it that way, but those are a lot of extra steps to go through. You're going to go through images, hues, saturations, a lot of layers. So I tried to make an easier way of doing it, and I found that using a black and white photo really makes it easy and still gives you that really cool vampire-ish effect. So that's why you see a black and white photo here in my canvas. So if you're going to use a colored photo, I would suggest turning it black and white to do it. And by doing so, just go to Image and Adjustments and click on Desirate, or click on Black and White. Black and White and Desirate do almost the very same thing. So yeah. The only difference between Desirate and Black and White is Black and White gives you multiple options to change the hues of the black and white, whereas Desirate does not. Alright, enough on that. Let's just get right down to business. So I'm going to create a new layer above my background layer. Now, I have all these layers made just so it's easier for me to go through and explain rather than go and do it step by step, because I might forget a few steps and I don't want to forget anything, so that's why I'm doing it this way. We're going to start with a new layer, and this is layer 1, and we're going to basically be creating her red lips. Now, you'll notice that I've chosen a very bright red color, and I've chosen this one here. It's BC010. I just took a soft round brush and I brushed all around her lips as such. And let me zoom in for you so you can see how that kind of went. I've done a tutorial similar to that, where we applied makeup to the face. So if you want to look at that one, you can. I'll try to link that below in the description box if you want to check that out. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You just take a soft round brush around the lips, boom, bang, done. And then what you're going to want to do after doing so is change that layer to color burn. And that's going to then make the lips extremely bloodshot red, and that's exactly what you want. Now, could you have used a regular red color? No, because it wouldn't blend in as nicely as this does. That's why I did it this way. Now, if you find that your lips are not blended in as nicely as you'd like them, you can certainly use the smudge tool and blend it in quite more. That's up to you. That's optional. I didn't because I thought it looked really nice just the way it was. So there's that. Now let's go on to our next layer. This is going to be a new layer, guys. Layer 2. And on this layer, what you see here, up here, I just added some face contouring. This is also optional, but I just thought it added more depth to the photo and really gave it more of an effect. So what I did is I took a black brush of smallish size, I believe it was 20 px, and I just made like 2 lines going straight down like a V shape, and then I changed that opacity down to 43%, and I got something kind of like that. Looks really nifty. But again, that's optional. If you don't like it, that's fine. Okay, let's go to our next layer, and this is layer 3. Now, layer 3 is where we're going to start working with the eye shadow and the eye color. So we're going to go and zoom back in again, and you'll notice how on the bottom here I've chosen a reddish color. The red color is just basically almost the same color as we have here, but just a shade lighter, and I did that purposely because I wanted to blend in quite nicely more. You can choose any red color you like that's really, bright like this. I believe I chose a color like that, something of that matter. And then on that layer, I selected overlay. And then to really bring that out and make it very dark, I then duplicated my layer 3 copy. So I have a layer 3 copy now. And on that layer, I set that one to color burn. And as you'll notice, it really shines more down here and gives it more of a red hued color. And I really like that. It makes it more vampire-esque to me. But again, that's just my opinion. If you don't like it, that's fine. You can edit it however you like. Alright, let's add another layer, layer 4. And this is going to be the top eyelid. And we're going to do the same thing we just did on the very bottom to the top. On And on the top lid, I chose a purple hue, a purple blue hue. And then, of course, I did the whole overlay and color burn. Overlay, copy the layer, color burn, and that really makes it really dark. You don't see as much of the purple because we did color burn. And if you want to make it showcase more, you can. You can drop the opacity, but I like it really bright and dark and to where you can kind of see the colors, but not really. So if you zoom back out, you'll then be able to see how really dark it looks. More or less like black eyeshadow, sort of, but there's a bit of purple hanging out. Alright, let's go and add another new layer. This is layer 5. We have a lot of layers, guys, but it's because we don't want to mess up anything in the making. Layer 5 is going to be a brush. Now, I believe I have made a tutorial with this brush set before, but if not, I will link below anyway the brush download. This is a blood brush. And you're going to want to use the same red color you used for the lips, that way it blends in just as nicely. So just a reminder, we use this color here, BC01001, and I blended that in with the eraser brush. I pasted it on there, and I had to adjust the size of the blood brush because it originally, I think, is a 125 pixel size brush, but is it? No, it's 188. So it's 188, and I dropped that down to right around 100 pixels. And then I took the eraser brush and I erased the parts to blend it in more and really give it that nice bloody effect we need. Alright, that's our layer 5. And now we have a layer 6. This is a new layer again. And on this layer, we're going to add the eye color. Now the eye color is optional. If you don't want to change your eye color, that's fine, but that really would enhance your photo and give it more of a vampire-ish effect. So I chose a rather golden orange color for mine. Any golden orange color is fine. Anything along this line right here. I believe that's the one I've chosen, BC8101. Just go ahead and make a small dot, or basically with your soft round brush, color out the eye, inner eye, and then on that layer, select multiply, and it should give you an effect similar to what you see on my canvas right there. Alright, that's the second to last layer. The last step to this tutorial. We're going to then add the skin. Now, vampires have very scaly skin slash veiny skin. And for this, I found a really cool sponge texture on Google.com. And I added that on top of the entire image. And I used my eraser brush to brush that all in there and make it all nice and creative and cool and stuff. And this layer, which you see here, layer 7, that is below every single layer. We don't want it on top of anything because we don't want to cover the eyes or anything. We just want to showcase on the skin. So if I zoom all the way, I am zoomed out. Okay, so that is the tutorial. That's how you create a vampire using a black and white photo or turning your photo black and white. It's that simple. It looks really elegant and cool. I love it. I hope you like it too. If you want to see more stuff like this, more cool, awesome stuff, subscribe. I post twice a week, try to anyway. At least once a week, I swear. And yeah, I will catch you guys next week with yet another cool themed tutorial. Unless you guys don't want a themed tutorial for Halloween, I can actually not make a themed one. But comment below with any suggestions or whatever, and I'll surely help you out. Thanks for watching, guys. Laters!